Today was a very good day, especially after yesterday. We had a lot of horses on our like list, a lot of horses on our love list. Listen, for those of you who are following along at home, you know what kind of a day it was again today. A lot of our horses went pretty high, but we did get the horses I wanted. Let's run through what took place today when it came to horses. So we'll start with the horses I loved. I really wanted to buy today. We started off with Tesseract. I love Tesseract, but here is a New York bred trotting filly. She was small, but she was really, really well put together. Again, quite a bit higher than I would even thought, to be honest. $77,000. Just a lot of money to put out for this filly, but nevertheless, I liked her quite a bit. Next was Seven Nation Army. Obviously, $100,000 was way more than I thought that this colt would bring. Well put together, good looking colt. I see Ray Schnitker bought this horse. 261 was a horse Amy and I love. Pub crawl, bar hopping horse. I thought maybe 30, maybe 40. And again, I'm a little embarrassed, but not really. I mean, truthfully speaking, I think a lot of these horses simply went higher than they were worth. But supply and demand, that's just the way it is. I mean, whatever people are willing to pay is what the horse is worth. I wasn't willing to pay $75,000 for this horse. Andy Miller was. That certainly doesn't mean that I was right or he was wrong. Pub crawl could be the next world champion for all I know. But I can tell you, she was a good-looking filly. Next, we went to 267. 267 was Simplify Blue Chip. $32,000 was right around what I thought this horse was going to be worth. But as I said, I do want to be picky when it comes to this sale. I had a lot of horses to look at, a lot of horses I was interested in. So I simply decided to pass by Simplify Blue Chip. This was the E.L. Titan New York bred trotting filly. 287 was a horse I really, really liked. This was Pelsty Hanover. Addie really likes this filly. So Pelsty Hanover was a $50,000 purchase. Not surprised. Not really surprised that she brought $50,000. You shouldn't be surprised that I didn't buy her either. So I thought it was about a little bit less would have been great for us. Again, a Kentucky eligible filly is nice, but that's kind of Grand Circuit, right? And she's very well bred, and I wish Fred Grant all the luck in the world with her. I think she's a beautiful, well put together filly, but at the same time, I just wasn't willing to give $50,000 for that filly. And then we went to number 289, the whole 9 yards. This is a horse that I thought was worth the money. Now I'll explain in a little while why I didn't buy. Whole 9 yards. Julie Walker did a great job buying this horse. $23,000. He was toted just a hair, but man, oh man, he looked really, really good. Addie really liked that horse too. So 289, whole 9 yards. I passed by this horse. I'll tell you why. Because we had a lot of Pennsylvania horses I was looking at later on. In particular was Earthly Hanover. We didn't end up getting Earthly Hanover, but that's just the way it goes, right? I passed by a Muscle Hill I loved yesterday. I passed by a Father Patrick I loved yesterday in search of 171, and obviously you know how that turned out. It didn't turn out well at all. But Julie Walker did a great job. I really like whole 9 yards. I think this horse was absolutely worth the money. This was a Creatine Colt, brother to Cedar Dove. Well bought at $23,000, I believe. Then we had, I'll tell you the ones we didn't get. How's that? We'll start there. 372, Donna Soprano. No shot we were getting her. I love this filly, and I get a great story. The filly we ended up getting, I liked as much as Donna Soprano. Now, Donna Soprano was a Donato Hanover out of a well-accomplished mare. Two very good horses in the Top Dam. The horse we bought was the opposite. Not a lot accomplished in the Top Dam. Good breeding was down below, but I decided I was going to jump in a little bit early at 339 and get our girl. We'll talk about her in a minute. We didn't end up with Donna Soprano, nor would we have. $190,000 for Donna Soprano. Next was Arabella's Caprice. Paul McDonnell bought this horse, and I like Arabella's Caprice. I thought he was a great-looking colt, strong family. Again, 72 was a little bit above what I was looking for Arabella's Caprice, so I simply passed him by. The last horse on my list that I really wanted was the aforementioned Earthly Hanover. Earthly Hanover went for just a tiny bit more than I thought he was worth, and I was willing to pay for him $60,000, but he was one good-looking colt. Keep in mind, I mean, if you're out there and you're saying, what the hell does Anthony McDonald know, you're probably right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Earthly Hanover was a $60,000 yearling, but to me, it was a little bit less. Donato Hanover, you look at it. I'm not going to make a case why the horse wasn't worth $60,000, but Addie obviously loved Earthly Hanover. But at the same time, Earthly Hanover at $60,000 was just a little bit more than I was willing to pay. Then we roll through the horses I liked list, or the value list. The value list first. Now here was one of my most embarrassing moments of the day. Special Versus. I said, geez, this horse went for a little bit less money. This was a New York eligible trotting filly. She went for a little less money. I think this would be a good pickup. $140,000 Special Versus went for. Great on them for selling the mare. And again, who the hell would I know? Might be the next world champion. I just really thought this filly would bring a little bit less, but nevertheless, she was a beautiful filly. 254 was Saratoga Blue Chip, $60,000. Obviously, I was looking for a lot of value. I wasn't really looking for a pacer, Ontario bred or otherwise today, but I thought this horse might hang out a little bit lower. Congratulations to Dave and Tom for selling and buying the horse. Again, I was looking for something a little less, and then we went to hip number 293. That was Spicy Covina. This horse only went for 15, but I just had so much going on at that moment, I ended up passing him. This was the horse that clearly had the OCD, and I think it's left hind. Well-bred, first foal out of a Some Beach Somewhere mare, who was a sister to Real Nice. We ended up letting that horse go. You know what? We had a number of likes on here that I wanted, but at the end of the day, let's talk about what I got. Now, obviously, you guys know about hip number 21 that we bought on day one. Lincoln Hanover. How good of a buy was this after looking at all the Chapter 7 sell over the last 2 days? $17,000. There was a number, and I'll talk about one in particular. It really broke my heart. But there was a number of Chapter 7s that we thought we had a shot at. Nowhere near the mark on the Chapter 7s, but well under what I would consider the mark, especially the sale average. Number 21, Lincoln Hanover on day one. Very well-bred horse. Just a very, very good-looking colt. And I don't think anybody can look at this horse, look at the price, look at the sale, and look at the sire and say we didn't strike a bargain with number 21 Lincoln Hanover. It just simply isn't possible. Number 278. This was a colt. Now, the way the sale went yesterday, I was left waiting, right? I was waiting for 171. I bypassed a lot of horses I really liked to wait, and I got nothing. And that's not the end of the world. But when it came to 278, he was at the first part of the sale. Off-Road Hanover. This was a Trixton colt. I had written on here 9 out of 10. Very nice, very straight, correct colt. And he was. Breeding was fine. Everything, he checked all the boxes for us, Off-Road Hanover. And at $27,000, I couldn't. This was a horse I decided, no, I wasn't going to continue to wait. I was going to purchase this horse. Now, it meant that we laid off some horses later on in the sale, but I think I did the right thing here with Off-Road Hanover. I guess we won't know for 8 months. But Off-Road Hanover, man, oh man, he definitely is a good-looking colt. This is a Trixton son, and somebody said, well, you got to race against all those New Jersey breds. Yes. And in Ontario, you have to race against all the Ontario breds. Pennsylvania, you have to race against all the Pennsylvania breds. There's good horses everywhere. And you don't know which one's going to be the next good one, which one's just going to be okay. I certainly have no idea. And Off-Road Hanover, as I said, checked all the boxes. He looks good. He's straight. He's correct. It's a good video. It's a horse that I liked. So Off-Road Hanover, why would I possibly blow by Off-Road Hanover? To wait for who? I didn't get Earthly Hanover at 60, nor would I have. So I think we made the right choice here with Off-Road Hanover. I said to somebody after we bought the horse, maybe not was my top pick for today, but at the same time, I bet you by the end of the day I'm going to fall in love with him. And I did. Off-Road Hanover at $27,000 was right on the money, whereas everything else was kind of leaning to the high or a little bit over side of what we were willing to pay for horses. So I'm very, very happy with the purchase of Off-Road Hanover. Now, I told you guys yesterday, I said I talked quite a bit last night about Stacy Hanover. I talked about the situation with Stacy Hanover. I talked about the situation with Glacier Hanover. This is the horse that was a Father Patrick out of a Yankee Glide mare who is a sister to Glide Master in that entire line. This was a Trixton filly out of a Cantab Hall mare, sister to Glide Master. The exact same bloodline. Glacier Hanover went for $470,000. Stacy Hanover, a tenth of that at $45,000. Now, a couple little things. Glacier Hanover had a brother that went in 52. His name was Gangster Hanover, so obviously there was that. His mother was 3 for 3. This one is 3 for 4, but at the same time, very, very similar stories and situations. Now, Stacy Hanover had OCDs from her hocks. Who cares? I don't care. They're not in her hocks. They're not in the joints anymore, so her hocks look great. She also had a cyst removed from her mandible. I've never heard of that in my life, nor I don't know how you would go about doing that. So good on Hanover Shoe Farms. That has to be, for the amount of yearlings they have, to have such a thorough examination of your yearlings that you would notice something wrong with a horse's mandible and operate on it. Good on them. And Stacy Hanover, go look at the videos. Go look at the pedigree line. Now, in all fairness, Gangster Hanover, the 2-year-old full brother to Glacier Hanover, did take a mark of 52 this year as a 2-year-old and made $120,000. There is no debating that. But look at the bloodlines on Stacy Hanover and Glacier Hanover. One was $470,000 and broke my heart. The other one was $45,000 and put a smile on my face. So Stacy Hanover, I couldn't be happier to introduce Stacy Hanover to our clients. Thestable.ca, number 326. Look her up, check her video out, look at her pedigrees. I had a number of horses I was looking at. I was I've been very, very, I told everybody I wasn't gonna stray off the reservation, so to speak. I had a list, I was gonna stick to it, and I did. There was a horse here named Frilly Fringes, a beautiful filly. Now, again, Top Dam wasn't strong. 1 for 4, now 2 for 4 raced. It doesn't look like the don't you forget it 2-year-old is much good. Maybe he is, or she is, I don't know. Crushery, the sister, timed in 53, took a mark of 54 and 2 on a 5/8 as a 3-year-old, $180,000 made lifetime. That is the credit winner. But down in the second dams where all the damage is done, that is tallcottonchip.com and a strong line of pedigree. This filly looked good, and when I went back to see her, we had a couple of clients with us. They're like, yeah, Southwind Frank looks good. I love a Glare AM, the Southwind Frank that we have at home. So we had a couple of clients that went back and said, yeah, she looks okay, but I pulled her out of the stall. Oh my goodness, she is huge. What a beautiful filly. I couldn't be happier with the purchases we made. Obviously, I was very composed today when it came to purchasing horses. 21, I think nobody can say that horse wasn't a slam dunk at $17,000. Simply, a lot of people missed this horse. 21 was good. 278 Off-Road Hanover. After looking at all the horses roll through the ring on day 2, I think we caught this guy right at the perfect moment, like what we did with Off-Road Hanover. Stacy Hanover goes without saying, take the time to investigate this filly's bloodlines, and then tell me we didn't do some good work with Stacy Hanover. And then Frilly Fringes, just a beautiful filly by Southwind Frank. We spent $17,000 on the Chapter 7 colt. We spent $27,000 on Off-Road Hanover. We spent $45,000 on Stacy Hanover. We spent $25,000 on Frilly Fringes for a total of $114,000 over 4 horses in 2 days. 2 spots left in the bus. I told Amy I really wanted a bar hopping, and she did also. It doesn't look like we're going to get one. There's a couple that look like they might be okay tomorrow. We're going to go have another look at them. But Muscle Mastiffs, there's 3, 4 in tomorrow. I'm sure we can get one of them. And then there's one filly in particular that I am rather enamored with that I believe we can get. So, where's my list for tomorrow? When I look at my list for tomorrow, where the hell is my list for tomorrow? Where it is. So, we have, look at me, running around looking at these lists like a lunatic. There it is right in front of me. So tomorrow we have, let's say we have a love list and a like list. We did that last night. It seemed to work out well. There's a number of horses that I rather like. So we're going to start with hip number 573. This is Mystical King. Now last year, the brother Mystical Kevin was sold. I see that Irv Miller and Viewcar Farms owns this horse. He's a little toed out, a little bit. Nice video. A little more well-mannered than his brother last year. He near decapitated somebody in the view car consignment. So Mystical King's a horse we are looking at for tomorrow. Number 604. I told you guys we needed an Ontario-bred trotting colt, and I love number 604. Don't Pass Judgment. Now he's a big boy. Big boy. He's a brother to a horse that raced in the Breeders' Crown third shift. Decent pedigree all the way through. Third shift's obviously a standout. The other pedigree is pretty decent. This is a good-looking colt, and he had a good-looking video. Number 604, Don't Pass Judgment. Then we go to number 655, Snowplow Hanover, our second muscle massive we're looking at. I like this guy's video. I like this guy. When we pulled him out, man, oh man, he had an awful presence to him. Really liked what I saw. There was OCDs out of his hocks. Not a big deal there. But I really like Snowplow Hanover. Number 676 is Swing for the Fences. This is a Swan for All. Now, a lot of our Indiana clients have messaged me, said, you look at the Swan for Alls? I did. I looked at all of them. This is the only one I like here, number 676. A couple of them toed out a bit. One of them was a little bit small. This guy right here, very, very good-looking colt. This is an Indiana, New Jersey Standardbred Development Fund eligible colt, raised at Concord, decently bred. The first mare had, let me see if I can get this quick and not make a mistake, 6 foals, 5 winners. Miss Sue V, 53 and 4, $292,000, $457,000 made internationally. This horse could bring decent money, maybe. But if he doesn't, he hangs out a little bit lower. You can be sure number 676 might be bound for Indiana next June or July, but will be bound for Ontario the day after. So, number 676, Swing for the Fences. Number 730 is a filly I rather like, Won My Heart Hanover. Sebastian K filly. The reason I like her, Sebastian Gays we've had have been a little hot, a little wound up all the time. This filly stood there for 10 minutes. Never moved a muscle, never bothered anybody. Just had a lot of manners. The mare made $700,000, 50 wins. Now she's thrown 5 foals, 3 winners over what? Decent pedigree top to bottom, but at the same time, really like what I saw in this filly. Won My Heart Hanover. Really interested in her, really like her. Going to keep a real close eye on her tomorrow. Number 755, actually of all of the muscle mastiffs, I think I like this one the best. Stone Chip Hall. Now you look at the pedigree, it's okay. Explosive matter made 300 in the top end. Second dam and a giant victory. Wow. $158,000. Decent speed, decent money. No killers, but at the same time, great video and a great looking horse. Number 755, Stone Chip Hall. And then, lo and behold, we found a Ohio-bred trotting filly. We don't really need an Ohio-bred trotting filly, but 830 Hard Row by Triumphant Caviar looks great. This is a first foal from a credit winner mare out of the second dam is traveling Super Light, who has Poof She's Gone and a host of others. Great family, great video, great looking horse. Number 830 is Hard Row. Now switch gears a little bit. These are some horses I'm going to be looking at. I love Spice It Up, number 515, but at the same time, Spice It Up, she's an Ohio-bred trotting filly. Don't really know if we need one of those. I know I said I liked Hard Row, but I'm not really certain. I don't know if we need Spice It Up, and it's too early in the sale to tell. So we'll probably forego this horse, but I am going to watch it go through the ring. Number 515, Spice It Up. Number 566, this is a bar hopping. One that we're going to go take another look at tomorrow, Amy and I. She really wants a bar hopping, and I do too. So we're going to go look at this May 22nd, a little bit older, a little bit younger, May 22nd full bar hopping. Her name is Mary Berry Hanover. 5 foals, 3 winners. Mimosa Hanover, 55, is a 3-year-old by Muscle Massive, 92,000 made. Margarita Mary made almost 300. Took America 153 flat on a 5/8 mile track in the second. There's more than enough that interests me here on the page. Mary Berry Hanover's a horse we are going to look at tomorrow. And then we have number 778. We like also this is Sebastian K. Colt, another colt that was well behaved. Now I will be up front with everybody. OCD's out of the hocks, and it's the 12th foal. Little concerning. Be lying if I said it wasn't. But his presence alone, again, another Sebastian K. that looked to have a lot of intelligence, which we were missing some of in 2019. Armani Hanover, Sebastian K. Colt. I like this guy a lot. Yeah, it's a 12th foal. there is money and there is speed right up in the first dam. Cantab Hall, Alexander Hanover, $303,000. Amarous Hanover, which was a very good trotting filly in Ontario, $268,000. Down in the second dam, you have Classic Photo, Classic Emotions, the mare, Classic Photo. Just lots of speed, lots of money. I like this colt. He's way at the end of the sale, though. We may have all our seats in the bus full by the time we get to our Monty Hanover. 839 is Doriano, another Sebastian K. colt that I rather liked out of Spring Haven Farm. I see Russell Williams bred this horse. So Spring Haven is consigning and selling Doriano, number 839. This is a Sebastian K. colt out of a sister to Sirocco Rob, horse I raced against with Lawmaker. Decent family, good-looking colt. 839 is a horse we're going to be watching also. Then we have two more. 848 is Vitor, just in case we don't get the Angus Hall. There is a Cadabra colt named Vitor. Now, here's a kicker. Well, decently bred, good family. It's got a little bit of a sway back on him, this colt. I don't think it's a sway back. Maybe it's a roach. I don't know which one it is. But they said they had him lots x-rayed, looked at. The vets were all happy with the way he looked, said he'll be fine. And I like the way Vitor looked. I thought his video was great. You couldn't tell anything in his video that he had any issues with his back. But Vitor looked really, really good when I saw him out in the floor this week. At Millstream, they make good colts. They take very good care of them, colts and fillies. And this is an April 22nd full. So we don't get the Angus Hall. We slide back towards the end of the sale. We may, in fact, be bringing home the Ontario bred trotting colt that we were quietly looking for. One more horse to look at, last one on my list, number 855, Patricia Ann. This is a filly by Royalty for Life. She looked good. I saw her on the floor the other day. Now, full disclosure, again, one of our clients, Steve Palermo. Oh, I said I wasn't going to use Steve's name in this video. Damn it. One of our clients, Steve Palermo, S. Palermo. He bred this horse with Jeff Ruck. And good-looking filly. We bought the sister last year. Okeanos is the 2-year-old colt. Or 3-year-old colt. He's done well. Enjoy My Life took a lifetime mark this year and won a grassroots. I think she'll be a good 3-year-old. This looks like it's going to be a good 2-year-old. Number 855, Patricia Ann, an Ontario bred trotting filly. We have 5. Don't know if we need a colt more than a filly, but at the same time, the price is right. You can be sure Patricia Ann will be going on the truck home to Campbellville. So that's it. That's all that's going on at the sale tomorrow. We had a good sale so far. Yeah, I was a little brokenhearted. We didn't get any of the big-name horses that we were looking at, but money's still money, and I'm not going to throw it away. And, we were the underbidder on a beautiful Muscle Hill colt that went for $77,000. We were the underbidder on a beautiful Father Patrick colt for $80,000. That all because I was waiting for Glacier Hanover at the end of sale, first sale day, and I never even got my hand up for Glacier Hanover. But we did get a direct descendant the next day. We ended up with a Chapter 7, 2 Trixtons, and a Southwind Frank. Certainly nothing to write home about on any of those 4 breedings or the prices. So, it's been a pretty good run here at the sale, I guess. I was happy with the way today turned out. A little upset about yesterday, but nevertheless happy about today. And then on to tomorrow. Now, for those of you wondering, we are going to be looking at racehorses. They haven't arrived yet. So I have the catalog here. This is the Black Book catalog for the chart lines. We're going to be taking a look at some horses to see if there's anything for us here. We are selling Lincoln James on Friday, and then we will be back to Ontario. So that's it for day number 2 here in Harrisburg. I didn't slur my words. Had a few drinks at supper. I'm all good. I think I might go back down the bar and have another one. Anyway, it's been a great day today, and hopefully a even better day tomorrow. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.